So I want to do a quick little video about this book, Forever Strong, for all the members here at Resistance Studio. Almost finished it, just came out last week. I'm about 3/4 of the way through, but it's something that I've been recommending to everybody. Dr. Gabrielle Lyon is amazing. She's really changing medicine and the focus, and the whole point of this is to change it to a muscle-centric approach. Most people think of muscle, okay, it's great for being strong, and some people like the look of muscles or whatever, but muscle does so much more. In fact, it has a profound impact on our overall metabolic health. So even, for instance, if you take in some carbohydrates and how much your blood sugar rises, if you have a lot of good quality muscle tissue, that just gets used up as energy. But if you don't, then you can start going down that path of insulin resistance and all sorts of issues like that. So she explains it really well in this book. And a simple thing that I would kind of explain to people, normally if you said to people, which would you prefer? If I could just like that, go take away a pound of fat or give you a pound of muscle. Now, a lot of people, if they're trying to lose weight, would say, take away the pound of fat. But that pound of muscle would do so much more for your overall health and vitality. It's going to increase your energy, it's going to improve your blood sugar control, blood pressure, all these metabolic health issues. So one of the big things that I want to really emphasize, especially for our members here at Resistance Studio, is to focus on protein. Because the two things that have a really good effect on the muscle is resistance training, which is obviously what we do here, but combined with adequate protein intake. Now, she recommends, roughly speaking, which is something we've always said, about 0.7 grams of protein per pound of body weight, and all the way up to even a gram per pound of body weight if you really want to regain any lost muscle tissue. Because we do lose quite a lot of muscle. From the age of 50, for instance, we lose 1% of muscle per year and about 3% of our strength. Even from the age of 30, we're losing anywhere between 3 to 8% of our muscle per decade. So anything that you can do to preserve or even regain lost muscle tissue is obviously great for anti-aging and rejuvenation and bumping up your metabolism. So what I'm going to do soon is really show you what that looks like from a dietary perspective, like how much protein for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and how to really meet those requirements. Because say if you're 120, 130 pounds, you want to be aiming for at least 100 grams of protein. And then obviously you got to calculate that up depending on your weight. So highly recommend Forever Strong, Gabrielle Lyon, and I'll definitely be doing a lot of follow-ups on this when I finish the book. I'm going to do a full review and obviously give you as many tips as I can. But I just think overall that approach of, look, muscle is what's going to do everything for you. And the other thing about increasing your protein intake is that it makes you feel a lot more satiated. In fact, in research, when people upped it to 30% of their calorie intake, the average person lost 11 pounds in 12 weeks, and they consumed 441 calories less per day. And that's without trying, which I love. So you just feel more satiated. And the other thing about protein is when you take in, let's say 100 grams of protein a day, there's 4 calories per gram of protein. So that's 400 calories, but about 25%, about a quarter of those is actually used to break down the protein. So you're only really, because you're going to expend about 100 of those calories, you're only actually consuming an extra 300 calories. But then you're going to be more satiated and eating a lot less processed carbs, etc. So please do check your protein intake. For everybody here, I'm going to send out a little questionnaire of how much protein you're taking in each day, and giving you tips of how to really hit those targets, because it really will make such a difference.